Hey guys, welcome back to Creativity and Inspiration. I'm Lisa. If you're new, welcome. We're so happy you found us. If you keep coming back, you know how special you are to me. Everybody, thank you again. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. And for those that don't know, I said it wrong last time. After you hit 1,000, YouTube only updates your little counter every 10. I said every 100, but it's every 10 they changed it again. So just so you know, we are still growing. I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. And I'm excited. The goal is to keep going. Now, there are several things I want to talk about real fast before. How y'all like my big pink knockoff, a dupe, a very big, pretty water bottle that I'm happy to say I am drinking lots of water. My daughter gave that to me for my birthday. So I had to give it a shout. Anyway, I wanted to show you a couple of things before we jump into our video today. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you what our video is. No, I'm away. I'm sorry, I'm away. First, if you didn't see my community post, I set up a Ko-Fi and I uploaded a free digital download for you guys. And this is the digital download. Its title is Farmer's Market. This one will not be available when the full kit drops in my Etsy shop next week. So if you are interested in the whole kit, you might want to go grab this. Again, it's free. It's on Ko-Fi. But what it is it's a pocket. It has the little flaps that you can fold back to make the pocket kind of puff out. And it has a journaling card, a bookmark of vegetables. And then these four are clear, which means, again, they'll print whatever color you print on. I printed on white, so they are white, but you can print them on coffee stain. They'll be coffee stain. This graphic in the center is also clear, so whatever you print it on, it will also be that color. Now, these are permanent. They're the colors. So the tag will change colors. If you print on coffee stain, the vegetables will not. But all of this will. I left them clear because I like that option, to leave that option for you guys. So if you want it to be coffee stained, you can just print it on coffee stained paper and they'll be coffee stained. Also, they're kind of like stamps and you can color them in, which I thought would be really cool. And then use the two veggies to decorate a tag or something. Anyway, like I said, it's a freebie. It's on my Ko-Fi, which is now listed on this channel in multiple places, so go check it out. Also, let's see, if you didn't know, there's two digital kits in my Etsy shop. There's one called Magical Friends, which is a fairies and hummingbird kit. And then there is one called Boho Love, which is very boho. And the next one, again, will be dropping on Monday, and it is Farmer's Market. Next, this is tied to what we're doing today. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen a picture with a pair of jeans and this particular paper pad. And the reason is my journal I'm going to start working on is a denim journal. But it's a summer denim themed journal. This paper pad actually inspired it. And I'm going to give you a flip through of the paper in this paper pad really fast before we start our activity. Today's video is how to collage art and ideas for journals. And what I'm going to do is make a collage on this piece of paper, but I'm going to turn this into two postcards for my journal. You could do the same collage on canvas and hang it up and frame it. So it can be whatever you want it to be. And you can take this same technique on a piece of paper like this with whatever you want, collage it, and then make tags or tuck spots, belly bands. Just, you're only limited by your imagination, guys. So let's just jump into our video. And yeah, I really love this paper pad. So I'm going to do a quick flip through for you guys, and then we're going to collage. Okay, guys, first we're going to start with this paper pad that kind of inspired the whole denim journal idea, and it is the Paper Studio. I got it last year, I want to say, and it was on sale because I would never pay that for a 6x6 paper pad. Sorry. But I'm going to show you these papers really quickly. It's bees and flowers and dragonflies, and they're just gorgeous. There's 3 of each design. I love all of them. The honeycomb, the blue flowers. I just think it's so summery, so pretty. And it has this rust. And I really like that they threw this in to kind of break up all the yellow and blues. And then the next blue. Isn't that pretty? This paper is really gorgeous. And I can't wait to make a journal with it. And then we've got bees. More bees. Kind of blue but clear. Then this one. I love the blue with the little yellow flowers. So pretty. I wouldn't mind having a dress or a romper like that. And I love flowers. Another plaid, which I love too, because it's that rust color. And then kind of a combination of ones we've seen. And I love this one. And then this is just another one that I think would make a cute outfit. I love the rust with the flowers. Then the bees with the beehive, honeycomb, sorry. I like this. Then it's a rust kind of honeycomb. And the last one is yellow bees on a navy background. So anyway, so this was inspired, my denim journal was inspired by that paper pad. I've been doing some cleaning and I found it. Now, what are we using today? Well, we are using this half sheet of paper. And this is a new printer paper I'm using. It was a little more expensive, but not crazy, guys, not a lot. And it's such better quality than the cheaper Amazon basic paper that I think I'm gonna spend a little bit more because my graphics are printing so much better. Sometimes it's not the ink, it's the paper. Love this paper, and I will link it down below if you're interested. You can go check it out. Besides the paper, that's going to be our base. Like I said, though, you could do this on anything you wanted to. Cardboard. You could lay a bunch of tags out and kind of do them all at one time, like a whole sheet. You could do this on a cotton fabric if you wanted to, a canvas, whatever you want to do, because this can be art and can be made to go into a journal. My paints, which are going to be the base, are going to be yellow, blue. I have this coppery rust paint, and I'm going to let a little bit of the white show through. After that dries, over here, I have, again, just some magazine images and die cuts. This one is just some really cool writing. And I pulled yellows and blues and some rust, even though that's like a jelly and not meant to be rust color. Then I pulled some words, and we're going to use maybe a whole word, maybe just letters. And like I went between ephemera and just magazine pieces and words. And this is a piece of white handmade paper I had. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. But I tried to get images that have like all the colors in them, or at least a couple of the colors. And then I wanted some wild face in the background, and I found this in my stash, so I'm going to use that. And I like this. Yeah, just that side. Sometimes it's on both sides, and I have a hard time, but. And then, like, you see a bunch of words. Like I said, some I'm just going to use letters. I don't know. Oh, and none of that. Okay, so this is what the plan is to use. And that's just some fun things I thought, you know, I'd like to use. So let's start with step 1 of this process, which is putting some paint down. And I'm just going to kind of put it all over the place. So, like I said, we're just going to do all of this. And if you've been here a while, you know how I love those Arteza brushes. Well, here's 2 that I'm using. I love these things. If you like to paint with acrylic paint, these brushes will A little more than I would normally pay, but they are definitely worth it. Okay, so my main color is going to be blue. And you could swirl yours however you want. I'm going to try not to get the yellow on the blue while it's wet though, because I don't want green. None of my items have green. None of my paper has green, so I don't want to make green. And I'm not trying to paint any image. I'm just trying to get some paint down. Okay, I'm going to give this just a second to kind of dry. And then we're going to come back and put some yellow and then just a bit of rust. It's a pretty yellow. And the blue is pretty too. I think it's going to really complement the paper. So I'm doing it like this because, like I said, I don't want to make green. But I want the yellow in. But I want it to look totally random. I don't know, kind of weird. I did dry my paper with the heat gun just to make sure that I didn't get green or too much green. And our last color is this metallic coppery color. I didn't have a non-metallic, but isn't that pretty? I think the yellow and the blue are the prettier though. But we're going to throw just a hint of this in. I think it matches that paper pretty well though. I don't want a lot, just a little bit so it all kind of ties together. Okay. Just a little bit here and there, just so it kind of looks like it's all in the same family. Okay, so when this dries, or when your paint dries, come in and just add whatever images you want to add. And I'm obviously going to cut her neck off because I don't want her neck in the picture. And I'm going to kind of put her, she's kind of big. Maybe I'll just use this whole sheet. What could it be though? Maybe she's too big. Maybe we have to not use her. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to scan her really quickly and then size her down and cut her out. So let me scan her in really quick. Because that's the neat thing when you're doing magazine images or die cutted. When you're doing, that's something really cool. Is when you're using that's something that's really cool about using magazine images. If you have a scanner, you can easily scan them in and then print them to whatever size you need them and use them over and over again. And they're not just a one-time use. Okay, now it went from being this big to this size, and look how much clearer the picture is. It's this paper. All right, so let me cut the image out. Sorry, I had to go unclog my glue, but it's unclogged now. So I put the head that we shrunk down by scanning it in up in this corner. I put lemons down in this corner. And remember, the theme of the journal is kind of blues, the theme. Yeah, I guess it is. Blues and yellows, summertime, that sort of thing. Not green, yellow. I don't know if I'm going to use everything I pulled. I just kind of wanted to have it out and about if I wanted it. And I am going to use these. And I'm going to use the flowers and the camel. And I'm also going to use these blue dots and the writing. So Just cut these guys apart, and I'm going to put the camel up in the top part up there. I'm just kind of doing some laying around, because when you collage, it's all about how things are laid out. And you definitely want things touching each other, being in the same space and time. I want to make sure I want some of this rust color for sure, to kind of pop in places. Move this over just a bit. And it's okay if things touch, run into each other. That's what you want things to do. You want them to be in each other's space. And you can use things really big or really small. And remember, I also wanted white to be in this as well, because there's white in a lot of the papers in my journal paper that I'm going to use. And not everything has to make sense. It just has to make sense to you. And if somebody else looks at it and goes, I don't get it, don't worry about it. If you like it, that's all that matters in that space and time. See, I glued those lemons down before I was really... Okay. Now we're going to use some, before I glue the papers down, we're going to get some letters. And I pulled this wild because the W just goes, it's in that rust. So I'm going to kind of cut off the seafoam green end here. You don't have to use letters. You don't have to use anything. You could make it however you want it to be. I wish I could move those lemons. See, my advice is never glue anything down until you're 100% sure with the layout. It just works better if you don't. You can use, you can use numbers, letters. You can use whole words if you want. I'm just going to focus more on individual letters. I'm trying not to put the same things in both spaces. I want them to be two individual creations, if that makes sense. All right, I like that composition. And honestly, sorry, my printer is doing that thing HP printers do. If you have an HP printer, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to glue these down really quickly. If you notice though, I have stuck with my color scheme of blue, yellow, and rust. And I'm glad, because that's what I wanted to do. a lot of people, when I'm teaching them collage, will be like, I don't get it. Collage makes no sense because my pictures look so random. You know what? It only has to make sense to you. It only has to tell the story that you want to tell with your collage. It doesn't have to make sense to me, or, you know, to the art critic, or to your neighbor, or to the person that you're giving the junk journal to. Okay? It doesn't have to make sense to anybody but you. And that's it. You're the only person. You know what? I don't want to use this O over here because I have these two I'm using. If you wonder why I kind of have a line with nothing, that's because I'm actually going to cut this into two, like, postcards. That's why there's nothing going on kind of right here, because that's where I'm going to cut. I could put stuff there, and I could cut my collage if I wanted to. I mean, I can do whatever I want. And I probably will, because when I cut it, it's going to look weird if I don't add something there. So, let's see here. Let's use the rest of our jelly here. And you can cut shapes, you can cut straight lines, whatever you want there to be. It's your piece. I need something yellow. So you kind of want to touch the W like that, yeah. But anyway, what I was saying before my glue got gunked up was I did a glue comparison last year, and I will link it for you guys above. And I found that my cheap little Elmer's glue did just as good as those expensive glues. Yes, it doesn't dry quite as fast, but otherwise it held. I have never had any problems with my Elmer's glue not holding where I put it. So I just keep using it. I can get it quickly. I don't have to wait on it to be shipped from anywhere. Like I said, it holds. It might take it a little longer than to dry than some, but it's not that bad. And by having things touch both sides where I had that line before, it's bringing it all together and tying it all together, which is great because you want it to be tied together. All right, now I'm gonna glue the other side real quick, and I might add one more thing in. I don't know. And a trick too when you're doing collage, so everything doesn't end up glued the same direction, turn your paper as you're gluing, as you're painting. That way everything will be going all which ways, which collage needs to have movement. Collage needs to be interesting. And once you get your collage where you like it, we have a couple more steps till we're done with it. And the thing with collage too is you kind of have to glue something down, then pick something else up and glue what's not glued down, if that makes sense. On there. All right, there we go. There is our finished collage, but not done. We're not done yet. So we're going to pick all of our extra pieces up that we still have, and we are going to use those in another collage at some other point. Or on a tag, or, you know, wherever we decide. Once it's glued down, but doesn't have to be dry, I want you to get a napkin and tear it apart. But I don't want you to use the pretty part. I want you to use the part with no pattern on it, the plain part. And we're going to decoupage it over everything we just collaged down. Let me get my decoupage and a brush. I'll be right back. So I went and got my Mod Podge. This is gloss. I prefer not to have gloss, but it's what I've got. So we're gonna go with it. And I've got this little short Creative Arts brush. I got it off of Amazon. I'll link it below. It's really good for Mod Podge, and you get a set of like 6. Put a thin layer of your Mod Podge medium, whatever it is, over your collage. You can do it in sections, that's fine. It doesn't have to be thick, and you don't have to do it all at one time. Then come in with that part of your napkin and just put it down and get some wrinkles in there. You want some wrinkles. And then go over what's stuck, and then we're going to do the other half. So just go over it, and like I said, you want the wrinkles. If you have wrinkles, great. Those are good. Those are character. And I mean, really get it wet, really rub it down in there. Okay, then spread it back and keep going till the whole thing is Mod Podged down. Put it down. Remember, wrinkles are beautiful. Not just in this, but in life. Wrinkles say, guess what? I've lived. And I've made it to be old enough to have wrinkles. Okay. So once you get it down like that, move your Mod Podge out of the way, because I have spilled it before. And then just kind of rip it up. Just kind of rip it off. You're not going to rip it all off. Just rip till it stops ripping. Just rip it off. If you rip more than you wanted to, do it again. There's no right or wrong for this. Okay, once you get as much ripped up or not ripped up as you want, there's like a wrinkle right in the center. So I'm going to try to get, there we go. Not a wrinkle, but a fold over or something there. All right, there we go. Then once you get it where you like it, you can pick it apart if you want or not. Come back with some more Mod Podge and just kind of give it a once over to make sure now what's down there stays down there. So there you go. Just make sure it's well coated. And then when that dries, we're going to come back. We have 2 more steps, and then we're done. So we're not done yet. Okay guys, after it's dry, you're going to come in with some stamps and some ink, and we're going to ink around the edges and do a little stamping. And I just have this Bow Bunny postal stamp set. And this is what we're going to use right here. And we're going to use probably this one right here. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp around. I have Memento black ink. I've had this forever. And I'm just going to come around and kind of stamp. If you had some letters or music, you could do that. I have neither, so I'm going to do this one that's, I think, lines. Okay. And then I'm going to come in and just ink the edges. And you can come in and also do a few mark making if you want. I have this white paint pen. I'm going to just go over here on my paper. Okay, and we're just going to come up here in the corner and do some circles. Might do some right here. And that's it. Our collage is done. I'm very happy with it. Tomorrow I'll cut it right down the center and I'll have 2 postcards that will look awesome in my denim and summertime journal that I'm going to do. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some ideas to create your own collage. Remember, the only person that has to like your collage is you, because you are the person with the vision of how it should look. If you like this video, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, why don't you go ahead and hit it now along with that little bell. We have a lot of great videos coming up in the future and you don't want to miss out. Again, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, head over to my Ko-Fi to download your free Farmer's Market ephemera sheet. And don't forget, the whole journal kit will be up in my Etsy shop on Monday. Probably every Monday or every other Monday, I will be releasing a new freebie and I will be announcing it on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, links down below, head over there and follow me on Instagram. Guys, thank you again for being here. I'll see you on, today is Wednesday. I will see you on Friday, Saturday with our next video. I'm super excited because the next one, our video is all about making windows and doors for journals. I'll see you guys. Take care. Don't forget, thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and that little bell.